Hi there, it's Stavdas, Favro product expert. Today, we will be covering card count and capacity planning. Where can you find the card count feature? How does it work? And how can you plan your capacity? First, let's take a look at an example from my colleague, VP of Product, John Leslie.
So let's first take a look at by person in a particular sprint. So we can see that each column represents a team member, from John to Bella to Jack to Marjorie. And also built in here, we have the capacity limits for each person on this team relative to this sprint. We can see that John has 71 hours of capacity. Bella also has 71. Maybe Jack is a shared resource or is out 1 week of this 2-week sprint. He's at 40 hours. And Marjorie can commit 61 hours of capacity to this particular sprint. So as work is assigned to each one of these team members, it's automatically added via automations to their corresponding column. And that work rolls up, whether it's in points or work remaining hours, like you see here. This particular board is tied to a work remaining field, which is in the currency of hours. And we can see that we've manually set the capacity for each team member. For John, for example, it's 71 hours.
Thanks, John. Now let's try and recreate a similar setup from our example collection. On the left, we do have a backlog with estimation points and time remaining custom fields. Both are added manually by inputting the number of estimation for points or for days. Now we can move some of the cards to the right board and add them on the project pipeline Kanban board. And move them a little to the side, maybe to doing, to testing. Now to access the card count feature, first you would need to press the show hide option right here and choose card count. Now you can see that the card count is showing how many cards or tasks are in a specific status. At the top, we can see the total amount of cards. And also by pressing it, we can see the limits that we can assign to specific statuses. So let's try and do this, setting all limits to 20. We can also set a custom total limit if we want it to be a bit bigger than the overall of all statuses together. We can also enforce the limit, preventing to moving cards into specific status when the limit has been reached. Now let's save it. So you can see there are two numbers now. First number representing the amount of cards that are currently in the status. And the second number, the total limit of cards that can be added to this status. An overview at the top, we can see it representing it like this. Going back to board limits options, at the bottom, we can see the type of limit that you can set. And here you can choose to make it either a card count by simply counting cards, or choose a custom number field that I've talked about before. You can choose this and then press connect. Now, in the previous board, you saw that we had the time remaining and estimation points. So let's choose estimation points and save. And save again. Now you can see that the capacity limit has been changed into points as per the custom field setup. And we can see one of them has been changed into red, meaning it has breached the limit that was set to that status. And we can see this card has 25 points assigned to it, and the limit was 20 points. So when it breaches the limit, it turns red. And when there's one of these statuses breaching the limit, it turns to yellow at the top, to represent that something has been breached or is overcapacitated. Now we can easily change this into a different custom field, for example, time remaining. And the capacity has been changed into days. Now, one more thing what I want to add is what happens when you add a card that does not have the custom number fields that are represented on the Kanban board. So let's choose this art asset tracking board and choose weapon crossbow, which does not have the custom fields on the board. So we add it to the Kanban board. You can see that the capacity number has not changed. And that is because weapon crossbow card does not have the time remaining custom field in the card, and also does not have data on that field. Capacity planning can really help out when you're trying to understand how much work has been assigned to a specific stage, status, person, or a team. It can help you understand expectations for ongoing projects. What is the team's current status? Is it overcapacitated or not? And an overview of how are you doing with your projects. And that's it about card count and capacity planning. Hope this was helpful and enjoy using Favro.